Ladies and gentlemen, we have a new champion. This is my refrigerator. Inside it, wrapped in plastic and then in aluminum foil, is a sealed jar full of stinky tofu. Let me tell you, you can still smell the contents through all that wrapping. The story goes that stinky tofu was created almost 300 years ago in Beijing by a man who accidentally left a jar of tofu containing salt and ash to age for a few months instead of eating it the next day. When he finally found the jar again, the tofu smelled terrible, and the once white tofu had turned green. Instead of throwing it out, he tried it and loved it. When his neighbors loved it as well, he set up a shop and made a fortune. We're blurring the container because this food oddity is about the food, not the brand. Now I know that stinky tofu is often eaten fried, but can you imagine what my mom would say if I opened this jar inside the house, let alone fried it? No, I'm moving down the road to a beautiful park, not far from my house, Francis Park. There's a huge field there where I can open this bad boy and not disturb another human being. But first, I need to steel my resolve. A walk through the park should prepare me as much as I'm going to be prepared. A hammer over the head might be better, but I'm opting for the park. Well, I can't delay this any longer. I came out to the middle of this field, so no one can actually smell this but me. Feel dizzy? I do. I can smell it through the sealed jar. Then I open it. This is awful. This is the single worst thing I've ever smelled in my entire life. Not worst food, worst thing ever. It smells like decomposing flesh must smell. Worse, maybe a hot dumpster full of diapers, attracting flies like crazy. I hope that no one takes this as cultural insensitivity. I love limburger, but I understand why somebody might say it's the worst smelling thing they can imagine. Let me tell you, the only reason they say that is because they haven't smelled stinky tofu. The tofu has broken down quite a bit. It's in big loose chunks. In the horrendous milky green fluid. This is hard. Sorry, I can't do it. I've tasted it. I can't swallow it. It smells like puke. It tastes like puke. Sorry, that's not the prettiest turn of phrase I've ever made. The taste is somewhat cheese-like. Salty and cheesy and sour and unspeakably foul. Ugh, I can smell it on my hands. There's substantially more taste to this tofu than to typical tofu, but with stinky tofu, it's more about smell than taste. The smell is simply rotten. That was terrible. It has a sour taste to it. I love tofu, but I just don't like it rotten. Now, just like the good old days, my brother would like to try this. So my brother was the only one of us who kept the food down. Off camera, my dad threw up when he tried it. A lot. Okay, sorry about that little detail.
That is tasteless.
But I'm about the truth here. At the beginning of this video, I said we had a new champion, and we do. Stinky tofu is the worst thing I've ever tasted by a factor of 10. Wow.